Hey guys, welcome back to the MCU, the Mario Cinematic Universe. Today I thought I'd take you guys to the Academy Museum that just opened up here in Hollywood, and let's go see what kind of cool stuff they have inside. The new Oscar Museum is at the old May Company on Wilshire Boulevard, and it was there from 1939 to 1992. The big concrete dome here is brand new, as well as some of the new construction of the building that houses the museum. The museum is really big. It covers 5 floors, and there's no way I can show you everything, so I'm just going to take you through what I think is the highlight of the exhibit. This is a backdrop from North by Northwest, the Alfred Hitchcock movie, and it's hand painted, which is pretty cool. Here we have some of the original storyboards, as well as some behind the scenes photos from the shoot. And as you can see, they built part of Mount Rushmore on a soundstage at the time, which is pretty cool. Alright, here we go. The exhibit starts. First up, one of my favorite movies, Citizen Kane. And they have the original Rosebud on the exhibit, which belongs to Steven Spielberg, which I recently found out and thought was pretty cool. I like that he actually collects that kind of stuff. Then moving on to Bruce Lee, we have a costume from Enter the Dragon, I believe. As well as some drawings, scripts, fight sequence. This is an original editing disc when they were editing back on film. This is Scorsese's editor, Schumacher, and it's pretty crazy that they edited all negatives back then. When I started working in film, we shot on film still, but the editing was done on tape. There was digital starting to come out, but yeah, you were still editing tape or loading tapes onto computers, digitizing them. And they have a whole room full of Oscar statuettes, and it's kind of cool to see how the design changed, it tweaked over the years. Like the bases are pretty different from the early years to the new years. And then they have the storyboard for the shower scene from Psycho. I don't know if these are original or they're just printouts of the original drawings. The typewriter that was used to write the script, also the original book, like the actual book that Alfred Hitchcock found the inspiration of. It's the first edition. Then we enter the Wizard of Oz exhibit, and the Cowardly Lion here, which is one of the last remaining headpieces. Munchkins. Are they the Munchkins? Yeah. Dorothy's costume. Wow, the first one was Dorothy's stunt double. This is Dorothy's actual costumes, worn by Judy Garland. The Tin Man's oil can, which was given to Jack Haley, the actor who played Tin Man after the movie. So it's cool. This is a dolly, if you're not familiar with film terms. So this is how you move the camera back and forth on a track. And it also has hydraulics, so you could jib up and down and move the camera. So this is from a Technicolor color tests that they did, which was pretty important for the film. And of course the ruby slippers. These are one of the few remaining slippers, and they have Judy Garland's name written in them. And then the Midsummer dress. I never saw the movie, but it's supposed to be good. I'm not a big horror fan, so that's why I never saw that. It's all fake flowers, but it looks good. Shirley Temple. So here we have a 1934 Cleopatra costume. It's a really nice dress, but I've never seen the movie. But I thought I'd include it. And then one of my all-time favorites, the Gladiator. So this is Maximus in his getup. And each time he wins a battle, they add a little piece to the chest plate. So you can see that there's 2 horses, 2 griffins, and what is it, pine tree? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Gotta watch that movie again. I haven't seen that in a long time, but it's a pretty neat costume worn by Ji Zhang. Not sure if I pronounced that right, but I'm sure if anybody knows if I did it right or wrong, let me know. This is a bust of Charlize Theron for Mad Max when they did some prosthetics. This is an animation desk from the Walt Disney Studios. It was used by Frank Thomas, one of the animators. And if I remember correctly, I think it was Walt had him design a desk to be like the ultimate animation desk. These are some maquettes. Wallace and Gromit, of course. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Fantastic. This is a motion capture rig from Avatar. This is an original Jurassic Park stop motion maquette, which they used to animate the 3D models. And the holy grail for me is the props slash costume division here, the sci-fi ones. So we have a Xenomorph, and of course it wouldn't be right without a C-3PO, and here he is in all his golden splendor. I'm actually building my own C-3PO. I'm 3D printing him, so there might be a video or 2 or 10 of the progress on that a little later. So I went and filmed every little nook and cranny to see what the original looked like, to see if I can replicate it. Challenging part is going to be the gold plating, of course. So we'll see how that goes. I'm almost done. Very close. And then we have Astromech, the R2-D2. This is kind of like a stunt model that we used for remote scenes. So it's not very detailed, and it's always funny to watch these original props and see how bad they look when you get up close, because they're not meant for close-ups and they're just meant to look good on the screen. So these are matte paintings, and if you're not familiar, but I'm sure you are, matte paintings is what you use for VFX back in the day. So you just painted the scenes that didn't exist, and then you left blank space, and then you inserted the shot footage in there. This model is amazing. Just look at the detail of this thing. And I love that they saved it. It's such a huge model. I don't know where they would have kept this all these years. And in Terminator 2, of course, this is a scene where he gets the chip removed. If you remember that scene where they have Arnold and Dummy and Linda Hamilton and her twin in that fake mirror. I did not realize that this costume from Dracula was a Gustav Klimt, but it makes all sense now that I see it when they point it out. But yeah, it's pretty intricate. I could never see these details. I don't remember it at all from the movie, but it's pretty nice. And of course, no sci-fi exhibit, not that this is a sci-fi exhibit necessarily, but no would be complete without the 2001 Space Odyssey model. So look at this thing. It's huge and very detailed. It looks really nice. And you have Edward Scissorhands is all on display. Those scissor hands actually look sharp, but look at all that detailing and weathering, and it's so nice. This costume is incredible. And look at the detail of this thing. It looks real. I mean, it looks really nice. I always confuse this one with the one from Hellboy, but I mean, Guillermo del Toro, so that's probably why. This guy, I mean, E.T., I don't know if this is the original E.T., if it's a maquette or if it's a double, or I don't know if they have multiple E.T.s, if this is the actual puppeteered E.T., or if it's a replica, or if it's just a stunt double, or what the deal is. I don't remember seeing anything on the signs. 2001 spacesuits, which are pretty neat. Look at these. They're so like 60s going into the 70s almost. And then one of my all-time favorites again, Blade Runner. This is the VidPhone, which is neat to see in person. And all these little details that you cannot make out. Like here, it's all like cut out. How did they even do that back then when they didn't have CNCs or laser cutting or anything? It just seems like a lot of work, and you couldn't even tell. And of course, Bruce from Jaws. And if I remember correctly, this is the one that used to hang at the Adler Brothers pick-apart up in Sun Valley. I remember seeing it once. We were shooting a music video up there, and I remember seeing it hanging above the gates. And then somebody realized what it was, restored it, and I'm pretty sure that's how it ended up here. And then as the last part, you can take the Barbra Streisand Bridge onto the massive dome that they built here. You get a really good view of the Hollywood Hills. If it wasn't foggy the day we visited, we could have seen the Hollywood sign. So thank you very much for watching this far. If you want to see more kind of videos like this, let me know. And let me know if you want to see more of something and less of something else, and then we'll try and make that happen. All right, see you later.